Howdy, hello, greetings, and welcome to the Midnight Shift. Please welcome your hosts John Hill, Fianna Shepherd, and Pete Moon. Take it away, fine hosts.
Welcome to the Midnight Shift. As Jules just said, we are from left to right. I am Pete Moon.
I am John Hill.
Fianna Shepherd.
And what are we talking about today?
Well, first of all, I wanted to say sorry for the sporadic upload schedule of the podcast. From now on, the podcast will be uploaded on YouTube every Thursday. And look forward to that. It'll be on a weekly basis as well.
Yep.
The gimmick is that we can all get together Friday. I can edit it by Wednesday, and it'll be posted on Thursday.
Gimmick. The gimmick.
The
You're a fucking mark.
Okay, gimmick is older than
it's
wrestling.
far older
I'm
than wrestling.
still making fun of you for that.
Well,
Okay, well, we're not talking about wrestling
yes.
yet.
We're talking about a different kind of sporting event.
Okay, first of all, fuck you. Because I love video games, the real subject of this week's episode.
For the record, I was talking about esports.
Yeah, that's what I want to say. No such thing as esports.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I'm the kind of person who...
I've got a couple $1 million prize money, handouts that would say fucking otherwise, dude.
Okay, well, here's what I would say to that. Video games... We'll get to our...
Video games aren't a real sport.
We'll get to our favorites and our least favorite in a second, but video games as a whole, I'm the kind of guy who advocates for figure skating as an Olympic sport. And who could make a very compelling argument for wrestling being an Olympic sport.
Greco-Roman, yes.
Pro wrestling, I
No.
mean.
No.
We'll get to that.
No, we won't.
We'll get to that during the wrestling show.
Yeah,
but
Sure, okay.
I'm the kind of person who would say that you could have figure skating at the Olympics.
Yeah.
No fucking way for video games.
Yeah, because that actually does require some sort of physical exertion. Meanwhile,
Actually,
I will not
but-
say that video games don't require any skill. That's
But a
just
specific
ridiculous.
kind of
But
skill.
the specific kind of skill we are dealing with at the Olympics is specifically physical. Like what
chess
you can
was a
do
part of
with
the
your-
Olympics at one point.
Yeah, and so was fucking poodle grooming, but you don't see that there anymore now.
I'm
do you?
It's not there anymore for a
I'm
very
saying
specific
let's
reason, though.
try it first.
Okay, hold on a second. The whole point of the Olympics, right, is that these people aren't, they're professionals at what they do, but they're also it's not what they do in the off season.
Yeah.
The whole point of-
that's why there are no star hockey players during the Winter Olympics.
Yeah, it's all
People who are not famous, but people who are good.
about, having to prove yourself once every 4 years and having a regular job the rest of the time. And
Yeah.
you can compete at national events, but
And
really, how
only-
often do those come around?
and-
Once a year?
Yeah, and a very small amount of people who compete at the Olympic level get sponsorships.
Mhm.
So you're a normal person 95% of the time, but you're a person who every 4 years can throw the gauntlet down and throw that javelin or wrestle or play hockey, whatever. Esports, gamers are gamers 24/7, whether they're actively gaming or they're thinking about games, whatever.
Fair. I really want, now that you brought that up, the whole idea of people having day jobs and then going to the Olympics, I want them to have to interview people when they're up on the podiums about what they do in their day jobs. That would be really interesting insight. So, and here we have the silver medalist in the men's javelin throw. And what do you do, Dave? Well,
I'm a trash man?
No, I work in divorce law.
Wow.
Since we're talking about esports and how I'm not totally against them being in the Olympics, come at me, Korea.
I want to see you get the shit kicked out of you
Yeah.
by a whole bunch of guys who look like pop stars.
Well, hold on. If video games were an esport, Asia...
Well, video games
Would-
are an esport. We're talking about if they were in the Olympics.
Yeah.
If they were in the Olympics, Asia would be dominating us.
Yeah,
It's not like they aren't already.
yeah, in certain areas, they already fucking destroy us.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what, though? I think that, depending on the game, there's certain places that can make a better standing.
That's true.
In first-person shooters, we might actually have a chance. If you put us in fucking League, we're screwed.
League
MOBAs
or
would destroy us.
MOBAs.
StarCraft.
Oh, God.
We are
insignificant
we are
ants.
fucked.
Even World of Warcraft, I'd say we're pretty fucked. StarCraft.
No, we just make sure that it's on a role-playing server. We've got enough pasty white people to remember them.
we've mentioned
I'm
lots
sorry
of
to everybody who listens who plays World of Warcraft. I apologize right now.
yeah, the one person we know who plays World of Warcraft.
You know what though? He's a deer. He really is.
He's
a
like
good
literally
human.
a deer, or
No, he's like
Sometimes.
he's
Gets
like
that look in his eye, like he's in the headlights.
yeah, that's pretty fucking accurate. But yeah, we were talking about you mentioned our favorites and our least favorites and stuff like that.
yeah,
I thought we were going to get to that later.
We've mentioned a lot of games. I wanted to sort of just bring it up now because, I mean, so many of us have different levels of experience with video games.
I figured the easiest way to start would be to like, what have we been playing lately?
What have we been playing lately? Okay, that's
Who wants to start?
I think you should start because you're going to take the longest.
Oh god, yeah. Okay, so I bought Overwatch the other day. I bought Overwatch like 2 days ago.
And you've already put like
I've probably logged at least a solid 12 hours of gameplay.
wow.
Admittedly, because I had like a day off. Like this is like I've had days off from work.
Yeah.
And this is basically what I've been doing with my free time. It is amazing.
It
It
looks
is a first
amazing.
person. It's basically a MOBA,
Yeah.
right? Like it's an area capture, team working towards an objective goal game, but it's a first person shooter. You have the interesting thing about it was I saw an article about somebody talking about switching characters in the game, which is a thing that you can do in between rounds, right?
Mm-hmm.
You treat it because in League you're locked into the character that you're playing for the game, but you can switch out your characters depending on what's going on in the game. For Overwatch, you basically treat them like weapon sets you would in COD, right? Like, okay, we're getting annihilated at close range, so somebody switch out for a sniper and somebody switch out for a tank,
Yeah.
right? It's very intuitive in that it allows you to like change up your strategy on the fly. Every character is easy enough to play, but you learn tactics with them. Like, our first time I tried to play Junkrat, who's the demolitions guy, and his whole thing is bringing down tanks.
Yeah.
I was like, I have no idea how to deal with this guy besides sitting there lobbing fucking grenades over a wall. Which, by the way, shelling them pisses people off. Because if they can't shoot you, they can't move through wherever your grenades are landing. So if you shell a bridge, they're fucked. And, like, I've been listening to voice chat over headphones. It pisses people off.
Nice.
But, but then I learned, like, oh, he has a thing that can lock a character in place. You use that to lock down fast characters so you can take them out of the fray. He has a mine that separates groups. You use that to get people away from their healers. Stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
That's pretty cool. So you've been playing lots of Overwatch, and in the past you were playing Dark Souls before you got Overwatch.
and I actually I kind of want to credit Dark Souls for why I've been doing so well in Overwatch. Because Dark Souls is one of those games where you constantly have to be on your toes. So
You gotta get good.
I got good. I'm on my New Game Plus. I gotta beat it again. But it's one of those things where
We gotta get you to play Wizardry at some point.
yeah, it probably won't upset me as much as Dark Souls. But like it's very strategic because you do not have a power gap between you and the enemies.
Yeah.
Basic enemy, like you can be in the swamp area, Road of Sacrifice. There's guys there walking around with like logs, and you take one look at them and you go, I can fucking one hit these guys. And at certain levels, you can. Like
you can one hit one of them, but here's the catch: there are five of them.
Then you get like the moment you kill one, the rest of them rush to his aid, and you get speared from 3 different directions. And the thing is low-level enemies, just because they don't take a lot of hits, still deal a lot of damage. So Dark Souls is one of those games where you can get swarmed quick, or even one guy can take you down if you're not paying attention. So you have to constantly be checking.
Yeah,
you have to
you see a big mound of crystals, and you're like, oh, it's just a crystal thing.
Dragon or the crystal lizards. Fuck.
Yeah, you'll walk by it. You'll bump into it, and the fucking thing will wake up and eat you.
You don't even need to bump into it.
Yeah.
You can walk near it, and it'll wake up, and all of a sudden it does the breath thing.
Yeah, and
which
you're dead.
Shatters the air. Yeah, well, like the worst part is the worst effect you can get in Dark Souls is like, well, there's curse.
Yeah.
The moment your curse bar fills up, you die instantly.
Yeah.
But isn't getting knocked down. Because during that recovery period, they will knock your shit.
Yeah, and that's why I think is so interesting about Dark Souls is that there are two ways to survive: running, and actually getting really close to them.
Yeah.
Because sometimes their reach, if they're a giant creature like that giant tree.
Yeah. The curse-ridden Greatwood Is one of those things where the best tactic with it is just running circles around it, because you have to hit weak points. Attacking it doesn't do shit. You have to hit like the weak spots, basically, air quotes. But just running circles around it until it does the particular attack you need, and then it lands, and then you hit it, and then you back off.
Yeah.
The best example for getting in close is Vort of the Boreal Valley. Second major boss you actually fight. He moves on all fours, but he carries a mace. His hit radius is the area in front of him in an arc, but it doesn't hit where like the handle or his arm is, just where the mace is. Cause he kind of just scrapes. Excuse me.
Yeah. So if you're with
you gotta hide by his ass.
If you're within that radius where within the arc, you're still safe.
Yeah,
because you are too close for him to hit you.
I actually spent most of the fight the first time I fought him and beat him under him.
Yeah,
because he looms over you. So the thing is he's supposed to be really intimidating, and if you get in front of him, he can hit you with frostbite, which increases your damage. Blah, 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 whatever. I hit under him. None of his stuff could hit me. The only time he gets at all dangerous is when he realizes what you are doing, and the AI moves him. Like he'll jump across the room, and then all you have to do is like hide behind a pillar, wait for him to execute some kind of attack. He cools down, you run under him, and you beat the shit out of him again. And it's like the thing about Dark Souls is it's a strategic game, but it's also very rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
You run into the same enemies over and over again, or the same kinds of behavior, and then you realize, okay, this guy hits like this, I have to do this, and then I'm done.
Dark Souls, for me, is a game which is, in a lot of ways, people may laugh, but I think that it is the spiritual successor of Ocarina of Time specifically. Because it's a game where there are many different kinds of enemies, there's lots of waiting, there's strategy involved in a lot of them. You can't just attack them willy-nilly with whatever you have, with just your Master Sword. And there's a lot of really cool and creative ways to beat people.
Yeah.
I think Dark Souls is taking that formula of patience and waiting to an extreme.
It does, especially in the PvP.
Yeah, totally.
PvP is insane.
Yeah.
I've done a bunch of PvP, raiding other people, having invades, whatever. You spend a lot of that fight running away from them and rolling. Because you're basically, a lot of the time is both of you are in kind of a blocking position, waiting for someone to try and make the first attack.
Yeah.
And then as soon as they drop their guard, you're trying to get as many hits in as you can and get away from them. Fast characters are a pain in the ass, because if you're not carrying a lot of gear, you move a lot quicker, and then they'll just run up behind you and shank you.
Yeah.
But I learned that if you beat them in the face with your shield, that tends to put their ego at risk.
All right, yeah. But I think that more than any other game, Dark Souls lifts from Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
It was
because if you think about it, it's the first 3D adventure game, where there's puzzles and there's like different monsters to fight, and everything I mentioned before.
It's not so much puzzles.
I think if we're going to talk about places where Dark Souls came from, it's also worth mentioning Kingsfield.
Yeah, Kingsfield is a huge one. Kingsfield inspired Demon Souls, which was the spiritual predecessor to Dark Souls. Basically the same company, right?
Yeah, same company.
My stutter actually worked there. But yeah, no, Kingsfield inspired Demon Souls, which apparently is a lot harder. I have not touched it yet. I'm scared to. You guys know me. I do not always shy away from a challenge.
Yeah.
Demon Souls frightens me.
Yeah.
I'm honestly worried about what would happen.
Bring it.
Yeah, I feel like we should at some point record Pete trying Demon Souls for the first time, and then just.
I play wizardry. There is no irritating me. You cannot rustle my jimmies with difficulty in a video game.
You should tell some of the wizardry stories you have, because you have some fucking hilarious stuff.
I have like one really funny wizardry story. The rest of it is just my team being sassy with me. The time Dylan was here, and I had you guys like making decisions for me.
Yeah.
And I was creating a team, and I got them to shout out names and decisions like whether or not I should like attack non-hostile enemies. And I remember, I think I was just sort of assembling everybody and trying to get them all equipped and shit. and I left the trading post and went to enter the maze, only to find out that my team had pissed off to the tavern.
Jesus.
The best story I have from Wizardry, though, is every time you leave the maze, everyone instantly goes to the tavern. So I come out of the maze, and I go to the tavern, and I bring everybody back on, and then I go back into the maze, and I come back out, and I realize that you can't. Actually, no, I think you can. I just didn't. You can't select dead members of the party. So we left a dead guy at the bar. I don't know how long we were in the maze for. I think I was pretty deep at that point, so we may have left him there for like a day or so.
Nice.
These aren't things that are actually like explicit to you. You only find out about these things when you like pay attention.
Yeah.
So if you pay attention to these games, things actually become very funny.
Yeah.
When you like start to put together like what's going on. Wizardry is such a bare bones series that you have to. There's a lot of imagination that goes into these games.
It's a game that develops as you are playing it.
Yes.
Not all of the elements are present to you at any given moment.
Yeah.
Only with time.
It's one of the games I've been playing. It's probably the game I played most recently.
Oh yeah.
Probably because I just decided to boot up last night and see how far I could tank into the dungeon.
Yeah. Not very far?
I don't know. I finished like the first half of the first level.
Oh wow.
Which, given the makeup of my team, is actually not that bad. I think I only lost one of my clerics.
Oh yeah.
But that's not really a game I can like delve into conversationally.
Yeah.
Anyone who plays any of the Wizardry series, I think there are like 9 of them now. If you want a game I believe the word is NES hard, and probably is at the very, very deepest ends of the roots of Dark Souls, then Wizardry, totally worth it.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that Wizardry is a game that I didn't hear about until you started playing it, and that was like classic NES hard to me.
Yeah,
and
it is.
And it's interesting that game never came up in previous discussions of that game. I would read lists of like the hardest NES games, and that game was hardly on any of the lists I read.
Probably because it was such a poorly known series. Like I think a great deal of the Wizardry games are like either only available on PC, or if you want console versions, you have to translate them out of Japanese. In fact, I think the NES ports were all based on games that were out on PC in Japan.
Oh yeah.
But I digress.
What else have you been playing?
I've been really just bouncing back and forth between Dungeon Siege and the operative No One Lives Forever.
Interesting.
Dungeon Siege I've been playing because do you get to crawl in a dungeon? Yeah, I want to play that game.
Yeah, those are one of the games I keep coming back to. Do I remember playing Diablo 2 when I was very young? We had a demo of it on our computer. What a revelation.
Oh yeah.
Just walking around.
Dylan was a huge Diablo 2 fan.
Oh yeah. Love it. If give me like a dungeon, I will walk through all of it.
Oh yeah. So yeah, Dungeon Siege I've been playing lots of. The only problem I have with Dungeon Siege is that it's often very difficult to wrangle all of your party members. And it also does a very good job of dancing around the fact that it doesn't really have a plot. The best I've been able to accomplish is, or I've been able to piece together of the plot, is that you are a farmer who is sick of the monster du jour ruining your farmland. So you decide to take up arms and deal with it once and for all.
Wow.
That is
When you
that is-
told me about that, I started laughing.
that is basically what I could figure out.
That's
like,
is-
I think the weapon you start with is like a shovel that you can use to beat.
Yo, those things are fucking.
No,
what
a
are they called?
scythe would be awesome.
They're called.
No, scythes are actually really ineffective as well.
Yeah, you can't really scythe. Use a scythe as a battle weapon. Those
Uh,
are for mowing lawns.
The closest thing to that is what's called a war scythe, which they used to convert during military times, and it's basically a halberd because they would take the blade off and then strap it vertically.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
Yep.
Anyway,
that's pretty cool. And
military
what's this? What's this?
No One Lives Forever.
Yeah.
So this is a game I'm surprised that hasn't had kind of a resurgence lately, because you see E3 these days now, and the joke coming out of them is usually where are all the women at? And Kate Archer, the main character of The Operative, is probably one of the better female characters in video gaming.
Wow.
Because she's equal parts Bond and Bond girl.
Nice.
Which, like 60s Bond girl though. So when
Oh,
they
yeah.
were all about it's okay to be sexy as long as you are in control of what's going on.
Yeah.
And she definitely represents that. And it's also sort of like a loving take on the ridiculousness of those early Bond films. I am dutifully a huge Bond nerd because Sean Connery,
Right.
the only Bond that matters. So yeah, I've been playing that game, and I remember complaining to Fifi a while ago because I played the PlayStation 2 version, where the controls make more sense to me.
Yeah.
But the PlayStation 2 is not a good console for first-person shooters. So it has that, I guess I can call it original sin, and of just having a controller not meant to do that. So trying to figure out how to use the gadgets you get to fuck with people was a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Only to find out that it was like I had to go in and rebind everything so it made sense.
Wow.
But yeah, I've been playing a lot of that game because people talk a lot about An Agent in Harm's Way, which I've been thinking of playing, but I also never finished No One Lives Forever, so I had to.
So you gotta sort of put a nail in that coffin. You sort of gotta put
Definitely gotta finish it because it is a good game. It is fun because it's a James Bond game, but with no Bond. It's a '60s Bond game.
Yeah.
So I am already all over that.
Yeah.
Because those are some of the most fun movies out there.
Yeah. Especially to revisit.
Mm-hmm.
They're very underrated. I think what we need more is more reserved Bond films, and I think that those are they're campy when they have to be, but they don't insult your intelligence like some of the previous Bond films.
Oh yeah.
As for me, I've been playing Team Fortress 2, which
I gotta get in there with you at some point.
yeah, which is a game that I really am good at, but because I can't scratch that Overwatch itch or the Doom itch or even the Battleborn itch, like all those games look fucking amazing, and they're new and they're out and they're hip. I would love to play them, but I don't have those consoles, so I'm kind of fucked.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been playing Team Fortress 2, which I think is honestly the textbook MOBA, modern MOBA. You know, textbook. Just like, it's just a bunch of guys, bunch of classes. They're named after their class. It's great.
Fucking hat simulator.
At least it's not a hate simulator.
Ooh.
I don't know, man. I've seen some of the chat screen caps of those games.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, you're always gonna get people like that. I just
Fucking spy.
Oh my god. I just played. I just booted up before you guys came over Jet Set Radio,
Right.
which is a game that I played so often when I was
So much
younger.
fun.
It is a fun game. It is a game that I think should come back.
Definitely.
Should be remade. Should be brought back and taken. We should take a second look at it. I think the cell shading era in general is a game that is a genre that should come back
Well,
because we have that.
Cell shading was like Borderlands, right? No?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of
Like-
cell shaded.
But it has outlines on it too.
I don't.
It sort of has like a comic
mind.
style.
I don't. Yeah, well, that's the thing.
You want to think
Borderlands-
cell shaded? I think the best cell shaded game example out there is probably Wind Waker.
Oh, fuck that shit.
I mean, fuck that.
I
Anyway.
just didn't like Wind Waker.
Okay, well, fine. But I think cell shading is probably one of my favorite graphic or sort of
Design choices.
design styles, next to what are they called? You know, it's kind of like it's. You ever play Firewatch?
No. Yes.
What kind of style of art is that?
Fucked if I know.
Low poly.
Low poly, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I love low poly. I love cell shading. It's great. It's a good time. And so I've played Jet Set Radio, Grand Theft Auto 5 on the PS3.
Which is, yeah, good game.
I've actually restarted the campaign because I want to 100% it because it's the one game I have that I haven't 100%ed.
So you're an achievement whore? Or trophy
No,
whore?
no. Normally no, but I have the cheat book, like the guide for Grand
You
Theft Auto
fucking
5.
kidding me?
It was 65 cents at a garage sale
Oh, okay.
Okay, fine.
by Brady Games. We're not being sponsored by them, but it's fine.
Maybe
But
In the future.
if they pay us.
but
That's my job.
Yeah, you haven't been doing a good job at that.
I should earn it first.
well, anyway, back to what I was saying.
Low poly and then GTA completionism.
Yeah, normally not an achievement hunter, not an achievement hunter by trade, but Grand Theft Auto is challenging. It has attainable ones, ones that look fun, and yeah, I want to go for it. I want to explore that game.
The thing about like achievements like that, where they make you like actually strive for something, where instead of like hunting down some obscure secret,
Yeah, like
I got-
the Riddler's riddles.
Fuck that. I'm sorry. That's the reason that my Batman Arkham Knight game will continuously be at basically 98%. Actually, it's technically currently at 114 because I bought one of the DLC packs to do like extra missions.
Oh yeah,
Because I wanted to fight off the Mad Hatter.
great.
He's an asshole.
But
But
all of the Batman villains you could want to fight off.
The
no,
Mad
because
Hatter.
he usually does like kind of psychotropic missions. Like they're interesting, they're weird. But yeah, I did the.
Something interesting in a Batman game. Fuck. Like Batman Lego was.
See,
most
Here's the thing.
interesting
I thought it was going to be interesting. It was a fucking arena fighter. Yeah. He puts you in a dream and drops thugs on you.
Oh.
Anyways, but like the Riddler shit pissed me off so much that like my game will forever be not 100%ed because I cannot bother.
You
to go
cannot
track
be
down-
asked.
Like I
The Riddler
cannot track down the rest of those trophies.
Is putting down all of these all of these riddle shit to prove that he's smarter than Batman. Meanwhile, Batman is like peeling bits of his face out of the brick wall that he failed to swing onto to get these little trophies. So truly, who is the smarter person here?
Yeah.
The only way to win is to not to play. That is the true riddle there. Is that War Games?
Yes,
I
it is.
Yeah, it is.
I haven't seen that movie in forever.
Uh,
But so to
Around
round
Matthew Broderick.
yeah, to wrap up what I've been playing lately, it's been Jet Set Radio, Grand Theft Auto 5. I finished Firewatch. I beat the Beginner's Guide. I played it, which was fun. I just sort of got into a habit of playing walking simulators. It's been my thing lately. I've really been appreciative.
Walk around him ups.
Yeah, totally. Walk 'em ups.
you fucking casuals.
Okay.
First of all, I am not a casual. I don't even.
Okay,
I don't know where to
casual and
begin.
someone who hasn't left the 90s. Or 80s.
I'll have you know. I'll have you know that Dungeon Siege came out in 2003.
Oh. That's still basically the 90s. In spirit. Actually, well, because we keep mentioning the word dungeon, has anybody here ever played the Dungeon Master series? Where you like had to run the dungeon that people...
I have memories of it.
I do too. I like games that subvert shit like that. Dungeon Master was a good one. Overlord.
Dungeon Master or Dungeon Keeper?
Dungeon Keeper.
That's one. Yeah, I played.
Dungeon Master's a whole different game. But Overlord was another good one.
Oh yeah.
That was where you played evil Overlord and you had the gremlins with you and stuff like that. It was fun. I played both 1 and 2 in that series.
I played 2, I think.
That
was just because I found it cheaply for the Xbox, and I was like, yeah, why not?
Yeah, I rented 1 for the first time, and then I never finished it. Bought 2, beat it, and then went back and bought 1 for the 360. But they're probably never going to ever be like reverse compatible, so I'm currently sitting on a 360 copy with an Xbox One.
Yeah, it's kind of a dire situation, honestly.
Well, I don't care so much about the backwards compatibility for those games, though. I'm waiting for BioShock.
Yeah.
Because I want to play 1 and 2 again. Because I already own them. And the thing is,
what?
it's like, what?
You playing BioShock in Infinite?
No. 1 and 2.
Yeah, 1 in Infinite, I just said.
BioShock 1 and BioShock 2. Infinite is not a BioShock
1
game.
in BioShock Infinite.
No,
what
Infinite is not a BioShock game. Okay.
So there's just one BioShock game?
Kiss
BioShock 2 does not exist in this dojo.
You can kiss my ass. BioShock 2 was just as good a game as
What?
BioShock 1.
Fucking what?
Yeah. You heard me.
Who's the casual now? All right.
No, you can kiss my ass. In storyline, it was better put together than Infinite.
It wasn't.
Yes, it was.
It was so not.
It was, absolutely.
It was so bad.
Okay, so beyond everyone talking about, what is and what isn't
Real.
existing and real, why don't we talk about things that do exist, namely our favorite games of all time. Top three favorite games of all time.
Okay.
Games that you have beat, games that you
Like something that you've just landlorded the shit out of.
yeah, totally. And
have
a
made
game and a game which, if you were stuck on a desert island, you were allowed 3 games.
These would be the 3 games you want.
Yes. And
Okay.
only these 3 games.
I say we do should we do our third and then our second and then our first, and we'll go around?
Yep.
So everybody's third and then everybody's second and everybody's first.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and if you are playing a game that requires online support, you get online support on the desert island.
Okay.
I should say.
Number 3 is tough because that's Dark Souls 3 with online. Dark Souls 3 right now is probably ranking on 3rd of my list because ever, yeah, because it's a game that I enjoyed having a challenge in. It's a game that when I played Dark Souls 1, it felt like the game was kicking the shit out of me and then laughing. It was a schoolyard bully making me jump to see if there was change in my pockets and then fucking mugging me for it. Dark Souls,
Nice.
that analogy holds up. Play Dark Souls 1. But Dark Souls 3, it's a bit like the nasty drill sergeant. It's kicking the shit out of you, but you know it's doing it for a reason.
Right.
And then by the end of it, when you've beaten what it's thrown at you, you look back and you go, holy fuck, I was a pleb. I was terrible at this, and this game forced me to make myself better. It made me, learn to react faster. It made me pay attention. And like I said when I was talking about Overwatch, Dark Souls 3 gave me a whole bunch of skills that can be easily adapted to other games. It gives you that kind of sense of caution and awareness that a lot of gamers need, where they're getting blindsided in a game and they get frustrated. It's no, don't get pissed off, get even. Right?
Don't get pissed off, get good.
Yeah, don't get pissed off, get good. Because if you get frustrated and you throw the controller down, you're not going to beat it. You're just going to come back at a later stage and make yourself angry again. Find a new way to approach
Persevere.
Yeah, I learned one of the easiest things I did in Dark Souls, because I played great sword, great shield, hack and slash.
Yeah.
Pretty basic way, but if you can deal enough damage and take enough damage, it's a really good way to get through the game. I bought magic for baiting enemies. Because if you hit one guy with a spell, he'll run away from a group, and then you can kick the shit out of him and then bait his buddies one by one.
Nice.
I did through the whole game.
Yeah, it's a fair argument to make.
Right.
I mean, and Dark Souls 3, if I were to look at it, given the scenario that I laid out, it would be a game that I could challenge myself to not only scrape my way through, but also be able to get better at and better at, so that it's seamless, so that I master the game. That's why replayability sort of factors into my sort of criteria.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like you have the New Game Plus in Dark Souls. So I went back and I started a New Game Plus and I just tore through the first level and I was like, holy shit, I am broken. This is fun.
It's interesting that you picked Dark Souls 3 over The Witcher 3, because I think that The Witcher 3 would probably provide you with the same level of challenge.
No, because the thing is The Witcher isn't about so much as approaching things tactically as like preparation. In Dark Souls, I look at a situation and then it's like how I execute things. The Witcher is all about like brewing potions and shit beforehand, so you have the supplies ready for you.
Right.
That didn't fly with me. I ended up cranking the difficulty down to its lowest setting, so I could play the game like a hack and slash. And then I just ramped up the light blades or the light attack skill, so you basically just like spin. You basically spin attack. And I did that through the whole game because you take off so much health at the lowest difficulty setting that it's broken.
Nice.
I played it for the story.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yours?
Me, Katamari Damacy.
Really?
Yeah. Katamari Damacy is a game which is hard from the get-go. It's very hard. To be able to master it all perfectly is a challenge. There are collectibles technically. There's a logbook of all of the things that you pick up.
Right.
And it would remind me of what, the real world looks like, kind of. And I think that it's a charming enough game that I would be able to play it if I were just bored and I wanted something to do to pass the time. And yeah, I'd say Katamari Damacy because it's clever, it's cute, it's challenging, but it's also, casual. I could pick that up.
Like you.
Okay. Are you done?
I'm done.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. I feel like I'm sidestepping the rules with this, so I'm gonna submit for your approval. Can I say the orange box?
Yes.
Yeah, I accept that.
Okay, cool. Because
Fucking great.
I love Half-Life 2. I love Portal. I love Team Fortress 2. And if I couldn't have the orange box, I'd have to basically split my
Your
my
three
top
picks.
three. No, actually, I think my top 2 picks would be Team Fortress 2 and Portal.
Yeah.
So, and it just consolidating them here makes the most sense. And besides, I can just have the disc and
Yeah.
and
It's
walk
all on
around
one
with
disc.
that,
So
yeah.
yeah.
I am. John said a lot about Team Fortress 2 that I basically feel very similar about. And as for Team Fortress 2, you have not Team Fortress 2, Half-Life 2. You have something that is FPS with an awesome story and all sorts of cool things you can do with the gravity gun. And Portal is fucking funny.
It's so funny.
And has puzzles that make me think, and that is a thing that I do very much enjoy doing.
Mm-hmm.
As you'll probably find from my number 1 pick. Being able to do all of that in one.
Yeah.
I've got, when I want just a one-player experience, go through Portal or Half-Life, and then when I want to deal with people, have the online support and go through TF2 and fuck bitches up because I'm a sniper, that's what I do.
I don't resent you for it. But Orange Box is actually the only way that I was able to play all of it, all the episodes and stuff. Because I had known people who had computers with Half-Life on it, and my computer at the time probably could have run Half-Life, but it wasn't until I got the Orange Box that I was able to play all of those games at the time. And yeah, it was good. It was a good experience.
Yeah. So are we starting round 2?
Yep.
Okay. Fallout 3.
Really?
Okay.
Another recent game.
No,
Well,
this is Fallout 3.
Fallout 3.
Still pretty recent.
No.
2008?
Recent enough for me.
I want to say 8, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, so 8 years ago. Fallout 3 is a game. Here's the thing. Fallout 3 is a game that I've beaten more times than I've lived years. I have done every quest in that game with every possible outcome, including failing them by just losing it and killing people. Right?
Yeah.
I went into Underworld and took all the quests I could and then just shot everybody. Because fuck you, ghouls. I have no sympathy for those radioactive shitheads. But But the thing is like it's one of those comfort games, right? Like I know everything in the game, so I can go and do what I want, and I know kind of how everything's going to play out no matter what. So because I can predict that level, I can just play it, in whatever way I want. Like if I'm feeling aggressive, I'll just go and shoot everything up. And if I'm feeling sneaky, I'll try to make it through an entire level. I'll set challenges for myself, like make it through the entire level without killing anything, which I've done. It's difficult as shit, but I've done it. But yeah, no, like, and the thing is it's got enough content in it. I'm assuming that this is with all the add-ons, because that's how I played it. Like when I first played it, I had everything installed, so there's enough content in there to keep me busy for ages.
Nice. That's pretty legit.
Yeah.
That is legit.
Can't argue with that.
No. I'm gonna go with a recent game, similar to your first pick. I'm going to pick WWE 2K16.
Jesus Christ.
The reason why I'm picking it is because it's a wrestling game. It is closest to a perfect wrestling game as I've played.
Really?
With respect to graphics and like what I expect out of a wrestling game, body part damage, lots of different moves, really cool reversal systems, limitations on reversals. It's what I want out of like a perfect modern game. If I were to reboot my favorite ever, one of my second favorite ever wrestling game, Fire Pro Returns.
Oh yeah.
If I were to resurrect Fire Pro Returns, I would want to look and play just like Fire Pro with WWE graphics and customability.
Right. Okay.
And I think that
actually, if I brought back Fire Pro, I'd probably make it a bit more like the AKI games. But that's just because it's just because I'm a huge No Mercy nerd.
Yeah, I mean, No Mercy is like typically placed at the top of most people's best wrestling game ever lists. I never was able to get into it, just for reasons. It just wasn't my game.
Just reasons.
Yeah, like
I get why you wouldn't be able to get into it. Like for the longest time, I wasn't able to do anything in this game. I was able to do stuff in the game. I wasn't able to do anything very
elaborate.
Yeah.
Right. But 2K16 has online support. It has great. It has a great achievement list, which is important to me. Because if I started a game off with a clean slate, I want to be able to have stuff to do in it beyond just actually creating it. I love making characters. I love making movesets. I love making entrances. I love making paint tools. I love all of it.
John the Maker Hill.
Yeah, I love making stuff in 2K16 and in the 2K15 games and basically every modern wrestling game that I've played, which is 2010 onwards. It's the customizing that I like, making a wrestler who looks cool and who looks like who I would like root for on TV, or like different styles of wrestlers. It's so fun and it's the infinite number of possibilities that you could have with it.
Right.
And 2K16 has one of the more sophisticated sort of creator suites in there. And that's why I appreciate it so much. So I would put 2K16 as my second favorite game of all time.
Okay.
Big fan of your number 2. That would probably be somewhere in my top 5. But since we're all looking at more modern games, I'm going to prove to Fifi that I'm not stuck in the past. Shadowrun Returns.
Nice.
Because it's all the fun of the SNES Shadowrun. That was baller. Not good. Go play it. It was good.
Nice.
And it also has the benefit of like having people making content online all the time. Like, it has one of the. It's not necessarily a very. It's not a very intuitive creator suite, but it's still one that people are able to use to make some interesting shit. To be able to make compelling storylines and cool shit for you to do, basically.
Yeah.
And all in the Shadowrun universe, so I get to be a street samurai and geek any of those rats outside that I want.
Nice. That's a really
Hey, Pete, what's rule number 1?
Never make a deal with a dragon.
I was gonna say geek the mage first, but I mean
Oh,
those
okay.
There's a lot of rule number 1s.
two. What's rule number 1? Geek the mage first. What's rule number 1? Never make a deal with a dragon. That doesn't make any sense. Clearly, you're not a decker. Binary jokes.
Although if you were a decker, you would understand rule number 1, which is don't be a fucking decker.
No, it's don't be a technopath.
Oh yeah, so, fuck.
Because remember, you can replace a deck, you can't replace your brain.
Watch me try.
Well, I mean, you can try, but then you just end up in the Cyber Psycho Squad. I apologize to anybody who has no idea what the fuck is going on. There's a whole bunch of people just going,
What?
what
Cheers.
the fuck is... Hang on.
Cheers.
Like, just, what the fuck is Shadowrun?
What is a technomancer? What? Is
Technomancer-
that a guy who fucks dead computers?
No.
No, Mancer just means magic, and it's Technopath.
Yeah, whatever.
Or is it Technomancer? Can't remember.
It's technomancer.
Is it? Oh, shit. I don't let them in my games, so I mean...
Anyway,
Yeah. My
I
number
don't
one...
think you can play a Technomancer in Shadowrun Returns.
no.
Probably not.
You have like Street Samurai, Decker, Rigger, and something else. Oh, Shaman.
Yeah, Shaman. Because mages are fucking important.
Yes.
Um,
Or so they say.
no, they are. They really are in Shadowrun.
Oh yeah.
Because they provide a lot of your utility.
Yeah.
And also anybody who can throw acid,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, if you have a cup of acid, anyone can throw it.
No, like they can summon it.
Oh wow.
Oh man, I lost our supply of acid. No problem.
And for the record, Jake Armitage is my homeboy.
All right. Shout out to Jake Armitage.
Shout out to Jake Armitage and Pete's Taste in Shadowrun, which I approve of. All right, number 1,
Number 1.
Oblivion, with all DLC.
Really?
With all DLC.
Wow.
Right.
Fucking hands down.
I am.
So 2 Bethesda games.
Yep. Well, you know I'm a Bethesda fangirl.
Nice choice. Nice choice.
Yeah.
Like it's
I'd
widely stated.
I would have
I'd
sworn
slot
you
that
would
in
have
my
said
top
Skyrim.
10. If I had to pick
No.
if I had to pick a number 1 dungeon crawler, I'd probably pick Ultima Underworld.
Yeah.
Fair. Yeah.
But like as far as RPGs go and having a shitload of dungeons to crawl through, I think that was like my favorite thing to do in Oblivion is just
Finding
it's just
ruins and breaking
all
into
of
them.
the, not even just ruins, like fucking going into caverns and shit. Just anything with a map that is underground.
Anything with a map that you found that you
Please
could go
me
into.
do this.
Yeah.
I want. I need.
I
want
but
them
with
to
all
need to make me
DLC
feel heated.
because half of my love from Oblivion comes from Shivering Isles.
Oh yeah, Shivering Isles was so much fun,
Yeah,
especially that beginning when the walls.
Oh, with the butterflies.
Yeah. Oh,
That's the closest to being on LSD I'll ever be.
you are not wrong.
It is, but here's the thing about Oblivion is, like, I almost was okay. You mentioned I'm surprised not Skyrim. I almost said Skyrim, but I realized one of the reasons that I liked Skyrim so much was because I played Oblivion. But it was like Oblivion Light, like it was that much easier to get into. You know, the leveling up wasn't as difficult because that's the thing about Oblivion is the leveling up was a pain in the ass. But I just didn't do it that much.
Right.
Like I just fought creatively. You know, I baited monsters, I wore good gear, stuff like that. I more leveled up like the stuff I was wearing on my actual character.
Yeah.
And I also took I was just careful, right? Or I played a lot of the time I played a sneak, like a thief, so that usually helped because you can get a lot of stuff done when nobody can find you. But I have such fond memories of playing because I played Morrowind. It was my first ever Elder Scrolls game.
Yeah.
And then I played Oblivion, and I had such fond memories of growing up playing Oblivion and spending all this time in like almost role playing my character, being like, no, I'm playing like a very upstanding knight. I shouldn't turn down this woman's request, even though this mission's probably going to get me killed. And then when I actually beat it, like I would do whatever the thing I'd been sent to do, I would feel that much better about myself. I'm like, I have triumphed.
We are very different people.
Yeah.
I played a thief and then promptly got myself bitten by a vampire. So, dungeons were my friend for a reason.
Well, here's the thing. I didn't like vampirism. The one thing that I liked in Skyrim over Oblivion was that, well, I mean, there's a few things, but one of the things that I really loved mechanically was that the vampires didn't lose health; they just didn't regenerate it.
Oh yeah.
Because I got caught in the middle of fucking nowhere in the sun
Whoa.
as a vampire.
Yeah, I remember that.
And there was nothing like, I was like, oh my god, does it only affect me if I'm in direct sunlight? And I ran into the forest, and I was like, nope, my health's still dropping.
Yeah, I tried to hide in the shade for a while. It did nothing for me.
Yeah, it does nothing. Right? Like, so I got caught on the side of a road and just fucking got annihilated. And I was like, well, this is the stupidest thing ever. So I immediately went on a quest to get rid of the vampirism thing. But yeah, no, Oblivion
No,
was
you
like
just should have gone to
Dark Brother.
no, what's it called?
Oh,
The vampire hideout.
yeah, the Assassins DLC.
No. It's what the hell's it called?
I don't know. Here's the thing: when I was playing the game, I bought all the DLC, including the DLC fortresses you can get.
Yeah.
So there was like a fortress for fighters. There was a fortress for wizards, which was like a tower.
Yeah,
and there was
that was a good fortress. I like that one.
Yeah, because it came with that thing to make your own spells.
Yeah, and
But there was a one that was
there's
hidden
also
on the
Pirate
coastline.
Cove.
Pirate Cove for thieves.
Yeah.
There's one hidden on the coastline for assassins. And one of the things in there it came with was a thing to get rid of vampirism.
Mm-hmm.
Like
No, it
for
wasn't
free?
assassins. It was specifically vampires.
Well, it was for like evil characters,
Okay,
basically.
yeah.
Because there was also like the chokeberry vine you could buy, which was if you cleared all the food out of an NPC's house and then planted chokeberries. When they went around their like schedule that the game put them through, it would be marked like eat, and if they couldn't find anything, they would eat one of the chokeberries and it would kill them. I did that for Assassin Quest. It was really fucking satisfying. But yeah, that's the thing is like I liked role playing in that game, and it gave you so many options of approaching things that you could always play through it again, almost in a different mindset. How about you, John? What's your number one? Don't fucking disappoint me.
I can do nothing but disappoint, because it's one of those things where if I say what my favorite game of all time is, nobody's going to agree with me. And I'm sure there are people out there who still consider this to be one of their favorite games.
Oh god, what is it?
But I'm going to do a little bit
It's
of...
Hatoful Boyfriend, isn't it?
No, I'm going to do
It's the fucking pigeon game.
No, I'm going to do a little bit of circumventing. I'm going to do what Pete did, but with a different console. His number 3 pick was the Orange Box.
Okay.
I'm going to pick the Master Sword Collection for the GameCube for Ocarina of Time. And
You mean the Master Challenge?
yeah,
Yeah, the repackaged Ocarina of Time.
yeah.
I've just lost so much respect for you.
I'm sorry. Ocarina of Time. No, what? Actually, no. Fuck it. N64 Ocarina of Time.
You just did that to spite me, didn't you?
Nope. It is my favorite game, single player,
You're just
ever.
You're just wrong.
Ever.
Pete, this is an objective point.
It's an objective point.
This entire discussion is objective. or no, sorry, it's subjective.
It is
That's
subjective.
why
I can't talk
That's
about-
why it was funny, because you said it was
We're
objective.
just like objectively, so you're basically telling me that I am wrong.
Or that you're right.
Even true, yeah. So
I could have been
basically-
supporting you. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Anyway,
I'm just really tired.
You're just
No, I love Ocarina of Time. I love all of it. I love the art.
I don't.
I love the story. I love the music. I love the
Can we-
items.
can we-
I love
can we
everything.
explain why John is wrong.
I love
Hang
the
on.
camera.
Hang on.
Fuck you.
I love the C buttons.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
I love the equip menu.
I will kick you. Here's the thing. He's not wrong. He can have it as his favorite.
Sure.
I didn't hate it.
Am I saying
I
it
just
is
never-
the best game? No.
No.
Because
It's
that's,
your
impo-
favorite.
that's impossible. There
It's-
is no the best
Obviously,
game.
we all know what that is, and it's Daikatana. But it's here's the thing: it's like I never owned Ocarina myself. I played it at a friend's
I did.
house.
I owned it.
So like when I played it, it was in short bursts, and I
Had a
never really
gold
got
cartridge.
invested.
Had a gold cartridge version. Me.
Oh, lucky you.
And a Rumble Pack. I bought a Rumble Pack just for that game.
Okay.
Everyone's looking at me like I'm crazy right now. But,
Well, remember last episode where we talked about having my director put in a padded room?
yeah.
Yeah, that's starting to sound like a good fucking idea now.
Just give me Ocarina of Time.
Hey,
I won't care.
Coppola.
Oh my god.
It's a good thing you got your arms crossed, because that's how the straps are going to hold them.
I'm pretty sure it's more extreme than this.
Well,
but
yeah, but like...
Either way. No, I love Ocarina of Time. It's my favorite game of all time.
Question: how do you feel about Majora's Mask?
I've never played it, but I wanna.
Don't.
I want.
I
No,
fucking
no. It
hate
looks
that
fucking.
game.
It looks fucking
I
great.
fucking hate that game.
It looks like Ocarina of Time with the difficulty turned up.
I don't necessarily care about Majora's Mask because I'm too busy
hating Ocarina of Time.
Hating Ocarina of Time.
If I had
Because hold on,
Okay.
can I make my point for hating Ocarina of Time?
Yeah,
Yes.
make your point for the
It
people.
is. Here's my problem with Ocarina of Time. If you want me to play a fucking 3D game, give me the ability to control the fucking camera. I want to be able to like swing it around and see where I'm heading instead of just moving, towards the camera. I'm moving blindly into shit. And the camera doesn't know, it moves to where you're facing. No, it doesn't. It doesn't always do that. So I am fucking stuck with this camera that's facing the castle. Meanwhile, I'm trying to fight. What are the zombie guys called? I can't fucking remember.
the
I'm trying to fight them, but I can't see where they're all fucking gangbanging me from. So I'm just sort of like swinging in this direction, hoping I hit something, and I just fucking hate it. Okay.
the Redead, by the way, they're called.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pete hates it for very legitimate reasons, because, those are things that annoy lots of people who don't like the game. Even lots of people who like the game. I've talked to people who have beaten that game more times than I've been alive, and they've said that, I fucking hate that camera, man. Sometimes it's cost me my life and all that stuff, and I get that, but it's a game that I thought that nostalgia had completely blinded me to, like the realities. I played it actually quite recently, and nope, still great, still amazing. Music's still great. Fucking.
If I had to pick a Legend of Zelda game to hate on, I'm stuck between two. One is Wind Waker because I fucking hate the graphics in it. I just do. I can't stand looking at it.
Which is strange. That's strange to me.
Yeah, whatever. The other one is
Skyward Sword.
Skyward Sword.
Yeah.
Do you want to know why? Okay, you guys. No, it's not that. It's not that. I never played it. I hate it because my ex-girlfriend, whom I shall refer to as R because you know her name. She wouldn't shut up about it because she and I were both practicing pagans, and she wouldn't shut up about the pagan themes in it. And I'm like, okay, that's really cool for representation, but shut the fuck up. It's a Legend of Zelda game. It's not forwarding the cause.
No.
Right? Yeah. And you're also not selling me on this by telling it as pagan themes when it's got shitty motion controls.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, but the story's excellent. Yeah, but I want to be able to play it.
Yeah.
Which is
You gotta be able to fucking play
basically
it.
Pete's argument against Ocarina. It's like, great, if the story's fantastic, that's wonderful, but I have to actually play the game to get to the story.
That's also my argument against my number one least favorite game.
We'll get to that in a second. Pete, your number one favorite?
How well do you guys know me?
Wizardry?
No.
Has it had a full
I know
boyfriend?
you very well, Pete. We've known each other for a long time.
We
Give
have.
me a hint.
Hang on,
Give me a hint.
Hang on, who's known Pete longer?
2008.
Yeah. John.
So, by like half a year, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, not very long at all.
Yeah.
It's one of the most popular games in the world.
Pong!
No. Fuck! You're not
Decade.
far off though.
Wait, seriously? Is it Tetris?
Yes!
Oh my god.
Because if we're gonna pick a number one, it's gotta be a game that I could just play for fucking ever.
And Tetris,
And Tetris is that game. Is the game that I can just sit down for fucking hours just making blocks fit together.
You know what's funny is, in the same vein, Peggle, I've been playing recently.
Okay.
It's like pinball on crack.
But yeah, like, I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this on show already.
Yeah, I think
About me just getting high and playing Tetris and and putting on like old episodes of Jeopardy and just like nailing both at the same time.
which is why he's so
Hang
good.
on, I want to back up to you nailing old episodes of Jeopardy. Oh, you mean playing along?
Yeah.
I was really worried that he was stoned and humping his TV.
No.
No.
I'll just have like I'll have like Tetris open somewhere, and then I'll just be playing as questions are coming up in Jeopardy, and
Yeah.
just both are. Ugh.
Yeah.
I get to
You know-
combine two of my favorite.
But you
things.
know what? Tetris developed by the Russians, so you know what? I'm not against that.
Yeah, I guess I love Tetris so much because I'm a socialist bastard.
Yeah, that's true. So one of us has been outed as a pagan, and one of us has been outed as a socialist. So,
Should we just out John now?
well, I'm an Ocarina of Time fan, so I've already.
He's the one who's gonna get the fucking hate mail.
He's already out.
No, I'm already gonna get wiretapped.
It's okay. I've come out twice, John. It gets easier. Yeah. No.
Least favorite games.
Least.
Did I tell you-
I'm not going first.
On the subject of coming out, I actually have an interesting story. Did I ever tell you about the time one of my drinking buddies got so drunk he forgot he told me he was gay?
What?
I'm not gonna drop any names, but I can't even remember where the fuck I was, but I was drinking with one of my buddies, and he says to me, "Hey Pete, I got something like important I gotta tell you." What is it, man? I'm gay. I've met your boyfriend. He's over there.
Oh my god! Oh my god! That's why I don't drink, man. Oh my god!
And I've told you guys the story of how I found out my old team leader at work was gay, right?
No. D.
At work, he was the guy who was in charge of training me and the girl I was hired with when I first started my current job. And I work at an answering service, so we answer for other companies when they basically
Oh
are
no.
closed, right? And so one of the companies, I don't fucking know why he went on this tangent. One of the companies we answer for basically does like placement for registered nurses and like personal service workers. And he's like, yeah, you're going to get a lot of Jamaican women calling in because a lot of them are in the nursing kind of industry, like hospitality and stuff.
Mm.
And I was like, almost a weird stereotype to bring up, but okay.
Yeah.
I had no frame of reference for this. I'm like,
Yeah,
I'll take your fucking word for
Neither
it.
do I. It's very strange.
Yeah, so he's like, and then he's like, yeah, so get ready to, you'll hear a lot of Caribbean accents, and they have to warn us about some of this stuff because like we have to learn to interpret people who are like ESL.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's like you'll get cut.
get
You'll
confused, and then it just becomes into a banter of like, no, what did you say? But so he's like, yeah, just get prepared to, kind of listen to Caribbean accents, and that's who you'll get a lot of. And then all of a sudden he goes on this tangent of Caribbean women don't like me, and I was just like, why? And he goes, it's because I date their sons. And he starts laughing uproariously. That's how I found out that my fucking team leader was into black
Wow.
guys. Like, that's how... It was the weirdest, like...
You want to know what
most
sucks
surreal-
about like that kind of story is that, like, look, I'm okay with like people being whatever they want to say
Yeah,
that they
like-
are, and I believe them, but sometimes the confession adds that little bit extra
Yeah.
that you didn't want.
Well, especially
Like-
considering, like, I was basically working under this guy.
Yeah.
He was my team leader. And, like, so to some degree, I had to be very professional and everything else like this. And he's in the training room telling me that he's a fan of a certain ethnicity in bed. And I'm sitting there going, didn't need to know that. Like, if you want to tell me that when we're out for drinks afterwards and we're, like, chatting and he's like, oh, how are you with the company, everything's settling in, that's fine. Don't do it to me when you're in the middle of teaching me how to do my job.
Yeah.
Because I spent the rest of that training session being like, I still don't know how to respond to that sentence, and it was like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah. No one needs that little bit of extra. It's like, yeah, I'm into Caribbean men, and I'm gay. Also, I like Caribbean men.
Yeah, like, oh, I'm gay. I was like, okay, fair enough. Because, like, and the thing is like, meeting that was, like, how I first was like, okay, this place is pretty accepting, and then I came out and I was like, I need you guys to use my chosen name, not my legal one.
Right.
And they were like, oh, yeah, that's fine, whatever.
Right.
But that fucking reveal.
It's like if you said,
It's like a bad game show.
no, it's like if you said, I'm actually a woman, and I must say that in my top 4 preferences, it is cis women.
Yeah, cis women,
Trans women.
men.
Yeah, and then everyone's just like, okay.
Yeah, like, well, no, it's like, to me, it'd be like the equivalent of, like, if I walked in and was like, by the way, I'm female, and I really don't like wearing boxers. I'm much more a fan of G strings. It's just that little bit more that you're like, didn't need to know that.
I didn't need to know that.
It was a lie.
Okay,
It was a lie.
You complain at having to use the gaff. So
I don't use my gaff.
I know. That's why I'm saying. Like, you complain about it so much. I'm like, there's no way you would be able to tolerate a G-string.
God no. No, I only wear.
This is weird. We're moving on now. All right.
Least favorite video game.
I'm gonna go first this time.
Okay.
Because Fifi doesn't want to go first.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that my least favorite game, my third least favorite game.
No, we're going.
No, we're just doing number one.
We're just doing number ones.
Number ones?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
number
just
ones?
number ones.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Now I gotta think now, because I came up with 3 really good ones that are all equally bad.
Well, flip a coin.
Because like I can talk about games that are broken, and just unplayable, but those games get enough publicity for being unplayable.
Yeah, like.
So we got to talk about games that we've played that just don't appeal to us in
Mhm.
any way.
Number 1 least liked game. Oh boy. This is kind of random, but I'm going to go for it anyway. I'm going to go with Dragon Ball Z. Basically any of them. Any Dragon Ball Z game.
Really?
Yeah, you know, the problem with Dragon Ball Z for me is that I love the anime, love the show, love the Dragon Ball, love Dragon Ball GT and Super. I love all of it. Yeah, I even love the manga. I have some of the manga. But Lord help me if I could even stand any of those fighting games. The thing is that they're all really good. They have really cool art style. They sort of have like that cel shaded look to them. But it is, at the end of the day, a combo fighting game, and often the voice acting isn't very good. The most fun I had with the Dragon Ball Z game was Budokai, which was for the PlayStation 2. PlayStation 2 had a lot of great games. I would consider it probably my favorite console.
Yeah.
PlayStation 2, probably. That's a tangent, but I mean, I might as well throw it out there. Budokai was the most fun I had with a Dragon Ball Z game because it played more like a straightforward 2D fighter. Actually, it had like that 2D face-off element, but there were moments where you could hit like a combo and send somebody flying into the air, and then they would fall, and then you would like do a combo. You would like do like an energy blast combo, or you would dive into them, or you would just like keep punching them, and that was fun. But when it became more about like floating and traveling around a 3-dimensional city, it got real cumbersome. And all the games have been pretty much the same game. So yeah, I'm not gonna go with. I'm not gonna give any kudos to Dragon Ball Z's game, although I love the franchise.
My least favorite. Actually, I had to think about because I rag on Ocarina of Time enough in real life, and indeed in this episode.
Yes.
So I'm gonna change gears and talk shit about a game I don't talk enough shit about. Fucking Echo the Dolphin.
For Sega Genesis.
Yeah, because I am told that there are interesting things in that game. Fucked if I could ever reach them. I can here's the extent of what I can do in Echo the Dolphin. I can swim around. I can pick up fucking whatever the shit you pick up is.
Yeah.
And that's it. I got no clue how do I advance in these levels? What do I do to get to different parts of wherever the fuck I am? I'm told there are aliens. Fuck, I don't know.
Yeah, I could tell you right now
it's
that God shows up later.
Well, really?
You'll have to play it and find out.
I'm not gonna play it.
But that's the point, though. That it doesn't matter how good the game gets. Why would I want to go that far?
I want
if
to
it's
play
shit?
more when this fucking first section is just so much ass. So much ass.
Ass. It's, yeah. Echo the Dolphin liked all the music it inspired, and the soundtrack's actually quite good. But
well, that's
again,
just because we're vaporwave nerds.
Yeah, but again, not a great game. I always thought
Vaporwave coming to an episode of Choice Cuts with Pete Moon shortly.
Oh man, that'd be a good episode.
Stop self-promoting.
What's wrong
Where
with
else am I going to promote?
Oh, Facebook.
That's still self-promoting.
Yeah.
You're
Okay, stop self-promoting on this podcast.
the whole point of this podcast is
We'll
self-promoting.
put ads at the end.
No.
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 We're
Why
gonna
not?
we're gonna talk about our podcast. whenever
Also,
they
you
sort
are
of
the
come out.
producer. The thing that you want us to do is self-promote all the
Yeah,
time.
why are you?
Worst promoter.
You're so bad at
Worst
your job.
producer.
Because if you guys start putting out content, I actually have to pay you.
This is content.
Yeah, we're putting out content. We're not being paid for it. Jules, can you calculate how much Fianna owes us at this point?
Approximately each host is owed $173.56.
Thanks,
Late.
Jules.
Traitor.
He's a calculator, so he knows.
I'm pretty sure that's racist to a certain degree.
Again,
so
I've basically been called a racist against robots many times.
yeah. Okay, so I guess it's my turn to do
Yes.
the whole Watch Dogs.
Oh, okay. You know what? Honestly, the aesthetic of Watch Dogs, muy bueno.
What?
Gameplay, not great.
Here,
Like
here's-
I like how Watch Dogs looks. I like its use of.
I like the idea behind Watch Dogs. I fucking despise the execution. It was a GTA clone with a really, really shitty add-on.
Yeah.
That's literally all it was. And like the way that the hacking was implemented, a lot of the time in the trailers, it was implied that you'd be spending a lot of time working some very intricate stuff and playing with systems to set things up, almost like Hitman-esque.
Yeah, but and just like Hitman, the main character, the character that you play, is a fucking asshole.
Yep.
Yeah, Watch Dogs 2 actually kind of gives me a little bit of hope. Because I'm sure they'll learn from their mistakes. It's Ubisoft. They have to.
I hope so. Although, honorable shout out to a Ubisoft product of the last year, Far Cry Primal. Way to make that series actually worth something. Considering
Actually, I would say that Far Cry was always good.
Yeah.
no,
Far Cry was always
Far
like
Cry
really
was
good.
really good, but the thing is they've started to run out of like despots to put in these games.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But the thing is they were like, oh my god, we've done.
I think Pagan Man is a plateau at that point.
like African warlord. I can't remember where number 3 was technically set, but it's like on an island. It's the islands of like
Mhm.
basically like fucking Somali pirates, really. With like and then there's like the tribal group, whatever, and then they do Pagan Min, and it's like we're starting to run out of fucking places to go. And like
You
people
can
to
only
kill.
remake Hearts of Darkness so many times.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then like they
You
did
mean
Primal, and it
Heart
was
of Darkness. Hearts
Yeah.
of Darkness was a documentary.
Hearts of Darkness was a good documentary though.
It is a
Um,
pretty damn good documentary.
It's too real to my life.
Yeah, no, Far
It's
Cry
okay.
Primal was like making it, kind of worth something again. Where they like, no, we're not going to fight a despot. You are fighting for survival. Although the one problem it had was there was no like the story was all fucking over the place. But yeah, Ubisoft make pretty decent games.
Should have said Max Payne instead of Ocarina of Time. Ah, it's one of those. It's one of those games that kind of got diluted by the cheatiness of the sequels.
That's true.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Max Payne 2 was
like-
okay.
Yeah,
I've
it's
heard-
okay.
fun.
It was
I've heard-
fun.
I've heard
Max
Max Payne-
Payne 3. Oh God.
Is it really that bad?
Oh God.
The thing about Max Payne 3 is that in the first 2 Max Paynes, it was kind of fun to see your guy go through all of this shit with a dumb fucking smirk on his face. And then in Max Payne 3,
No
he didn't,
smirk.
he didn't appear to be having any fun whatsoever.
Also, Max Payne. While a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's so grim, it's so dark," it's actually really funny.
Yeah.
It's quite fucking funny and silly and ridiculous.
Captain Baseball, that boy? Fuck.
Oh yeah, and the fat guy who
Yep.
who is possessed by the devil or whatever. Yeah, it's a very silly game, and there's like one-liners,
Mhm.
and it's like you take like a really dark subject matter, which is like a guy gets his family murdered, and then like somehow you're
Add a
able
laugh track.
to make some of it funny is a writing achievement in my opinion. Even going back now, even after growing up all these years and sort of honing in and getting more, being actually less tolerant than of certain jokes than I would be before, it's still funny, still really clever. It's one of those things where like you can not begrudge it for being campy and funny when it's done so well.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like some episodes of South Park where I really can't laugh like I used to. But I go back to some old episodes of The Simpsons, still laugh.
Oh yeah, those are
And Futurama.
primo.
Futurama is
Prime
Futurama is like the writing, the Simpsons writing that I love, where it's like, oh my god, yes, I'm thinking about things, and it's also it happens to be funny.
Mm-hmm.
And Max Payne brings up a lot of issues in society, like vigilantism and drug trafficking and all that stuff, but makes it also palatable. That was a tangent. I might cut that, but I'm not sure.
Video games are a really interesting medium that have come into real effect in our generation,
Yeah.
and are now being forwarded in new and interesting ways as our generation is joining the group that makes them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the generation that like properly grew up.
Oh,
with
and
video
also,
gaming.
fuck Metal Gear.
No.
No,
I like Metal Gear's story.
I don't. But actually, no. I think I like the story
It-
more than I like the gameplay.
It has merit. Like the story like the series exists and it is popular for a reason. It's not like
In
Call.
fairness,
It's not
I
like
was-
Call of Duty.
In
Where,
fairness, I was not having fun in Metal Gear until I got in Metal Gear Solid until I got the Vox, and then things started to get really fun.
Nice. Yeah, I think Metal Gear Solid is one of those games that's really confusing, but also has a lot of charm in it. I think.
I told you why. One of the reasons I didn't get into Metal Gear, though, right?
Is it related to another ex of yours?
No, not everything I
yeah,
have
not
is from
everything is-
association.
I
No,
don't
it's because
know.
at the same time, like basically a lot of people I knew were getting into Metal Gear at the same time that I was getting into Splinter Cell, and so
Oh,
it
yeah,
was
that's
sort
right.
of like an Xbox PS thing, where I felt like I had to choose one or the other. And I got
The
Splinter
console wars. So it's just bad time. I was a guy who loved Xbox and PS2 and Xbox 360 and PS3. So I was a guy who would occasionally be classified as like a fence sitter and all that. And the bad old days of the console wars. It's one thing I really don't fucking miss about the early internet. Everyone being called out for their love of the gay station.
PC
What?
Gaming Master Race.
The gay station, sign me up.
On that note,
I think that video games are a medium that I think will continue to evolve, and I don't think the future of video gaming is VR.
It'll be a neat little road bump, but
yeah, because people will talk about how motion controls were going to change the landscape, and they really didn't.
Yeah,
They're more of an annoyance than a breakthrough.
yeah.
Besides,
But there will be somebody who knows how to use it to its greatest potential.
True. I mean, there are lots of games that have VR
Support.
that look pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm.
Firewatch has VR support,
Yeah.
and I think that's probably the best way to really immerse yourself and walk around them up.
Yeah.
yeah. Anyways, like basically, there's a couple different alleyways that are, or avenues, I should say, really. I want to say alleyways though, because they're not quite as broad as some of the things that could be being explored. But they're neat little niches that are being looked into right now that might have an impact.
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't, it'll be like motion control. It'll be a cool thing that showed up and people got excited about for a little while, and then it kind of goes off to the side. And maybe we'll resurrect it in the future. But for the time being, we're trying, and we're making a little bit of progress.
I'm just waiting for cell shading to make a comeback. I mean,
It'll get there.
pixel graphics made a comeback. Where's my cell shading?
Jules, I think it's about time to send these two home. Do you mind wrapping everything up and punching them out?
Actually, I think we should say goodbye first. Well, for the Midnight Shift, it's been me, John Hill.
It's been me, Pete Moon, host of Choice Cuts with Pete Moon, Butchering the Classics.
Fianna Shepherd.
And we are clocking out.
Okay, now Jules.
The Midnight Shift was produced by Fianna Shepherd. Editing by John Hill. Music by Rocket Max. Visit rocketmax.bandcamp.com for more. Search the Paradigm Network on Twitter for updates on future shows. Thanks for listening.
Thanks, Jules. So about.
I have some good news, guys.
Oh.
You're getting paid.
Hello.
Here's,
What?
5 for you. Here's 5 for you. Go get yourself an ice cream cone.
This is like legit money. You've handed me legitimate money right now.
Yeah, no, you're being paid. Put it in your pocket.
Yeah.
Nah, she's a witch. I'm pretty sure I've just sold my soul for $5.
You have a soul?
Wouldn't be the
Are
first
you
time
a Satanist?
Wouldn't be the first time I've sold my soul.
So how was that Bee Gees concert?
Alright, Jules, they're done. Get them off the premises.